Are you standing on business? Let me ask you something, young man. Are you standing on business? Are you taking care of the things that need to be done within your life to be able to achieve the outcomes that you desire to have, right? So if you're not standing on business, what are you doing in life? Truly, you got to ask yourself, what is being done in your life if you're not standing on business? And so what I'm going to teach you today is how to stand on business. You got to understand all businesses come down to three things: marketing, sales, fulfillment. That's all a business is: marketing, sales, fulfillment. Marketing, sales, fulfillment. You do those three things correctly, you will always be standing on business, and you'll have more positive relationships, you'll have more money, and you'll have more satisfaction in life because you're actually handling business. And there's a great satisfaction that comes from handling business. So let me explain to you. One of the things that like people find so difficult about business is finding customers. And finding customers is very simple. It's all about the marketing and attraction. So you have to figure out how to attract people who are similar to you, that have the same outcomes that you want, and that you can help fulfill where they're currently at to get to where they want to be at. And that's all marketing is. That's the only thing you have to figure out with marketing is you have to show somebody like, hey, look, you have a problem. Are you in this circumstance? Is this the circumstance, or is this the fear? Is this the danger? Is this the thing that's currently fucking with you that you can't get to the next level of life? And then what you have to do is present a opportunity, which is the marketing, which could be you, whatever the fuck, commercials, ads, writing. You show people, hey, look, here's this thing. If you just call and hit the link, or if you do some type of action, this thing will teach you how to get out of the shitty situation you currently live in. Our current situation that you're in your mind, current situation in your job, whatever the fuck that you are fearful and not liking, we'll be able to solve this. And that's the only thing marketing is. And when you start to understand it in that simple terms, like that's how you get people to come to you. You apply it to everything. You apply it to women. You apply that to jobs. You apply it to sports. When you make yourself marketable, opportunities come your way because people are looking at the market. The easiest way I'm going to probably put this in like relationship terms. So look at, women need a man because a man provides women with security, resources, and the possibility of family. So women need men. Or not that they need men, but the women want families, security, and safety. And they know they can get that through a man. So if you want to market yourself as a man, guess what you need to be able to show? I'm fit, which means I can provide safety. I walk around with paper, like my teeth are all taken care of. I have nice and groomed. I smell good. I walk tall. I have a car. I have a place. I'm showing I'm secure financially. Like I make money for myself. And then the other thing is just the family. Like, yeah, they know if we're having sex, if there's some type of sex going on, you're going to have kids, and then that means loved ones. So that's how you just promote. Like if you want to be married, if you're a man, you just show that you have those things available. And women are always going to fall for guys that have fucking that marketability, which is in shape, looks a little bit wealthy, can take care of himself, and has a dick. If you got those three things, listen, you're in the game. And it's the same thing with any business. All business starts from the beginning is marketing. You got to get people into the door. If there's nobody coming to you, then you're not going to ever be able to stand on business. Second part of business is sales. So what I really would call sales is persuasion to get people out of their comfort zone. I read this in a book called The Entrepreneur's Guide to Getting Your Shit Together. And one of the things you have to learn as a business owner is how to persuade people. You got to learn how to manipulate people for their own good. And it's not a bad thing, but you have to manipulate people. Because humans, no matter what you fucking do, you can have the best intentions. You can show everybody the logical way. Like, look, if you do A, B, and C, you'll get D, and D is really good for you. And you can tell me that you want D till you're fucking blue in the face. If you try to do it directly, it's not going to work. People are really, really strongly against doing things in their best interest, which is very interesting phenomenon. Because what happens to humans is humans get so comfortable in the shitty ass situation that being in a shitty situation is so much acceptable as opposed to going to the new situation where you have to figure something out that's going to change your life in the future because you don't know how you'll handle being in the new thing. And this is why you're an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur because you don't really have that barrier of the shitty comfort zone and taking action to do something that's going to change your life for the better. Because if you did, you'll just be a regular ass person. So then, since you got to understand, most people that you're going to deal with are regular ass people. You have to manipulate regular people into falling into traps that are good for them. It's like you got to like be a shepherd. Now, the thing is, you can't use your powers for bad. Don't ever use your powers for bad, because then that gets you to bad situation. You get bad karma. But what you learn about people is you have to like kind of nudge them indirectly using other people or other things, or asking very simple questions that they sit there and look at them in the face, where they realize the only reason I'm not doing this is because I'm scared. And then if you can help somebody overcome that fear of being scared, you can get people to do stuff. So, like, one of the things you have to learn as when you're starting on business is how to persuade people. And the best way to persuade people is to show them. Like, really, just showing people is the best way. Like, if I tell you want to get in shape, well, here's how you get in shape. Watch me. Here, watch these other people that I've trained that were fat just like you. They actually got in shape. Oh, like, young lady, you want to join my get married, join my team? Well, look, here, I have work for you. This is how much money I make. Here's my bank statements. If you join, you'll be able to make this much money, and we'll make more because I need you to do this particular thing that you're currently doing. So when you can show people, it's very easy to persuade people with pretty much visible evidence, because if somebody can see, it's very difficult for somebody to refute. And that's one of the interesting dynamics of human beings. It's like once you learn how to do that part of business, which is basically show people, hey, look, it just makes sense to work with me because emotionally you're going to keep suffering with this particular thing. And once again, when it comes to persuasion, you have to utilize emotion first and then come back with rationality. And the best way to get people emotional, just make them fearful. Most people are so governed by fear. If you could show people what they fear the most and how their situation currently will keep them in that a worse fear, chances are they'll run and flee the opposite and come to you. But you have to really show like the grimness and the reality of their situation if they continue going as they are. Because once again, most humans don't have foresight. Because if they have foresight, they would already fix the problem themselves by hiring somebody before it getting as bad as it normally does. And that's usually most human beings. Most people, the problem gets way worse because they didn't solve it early on. Like that's how people end up 400 pounds. Like you already knew you were overweight when you were like 10, 15 pounds overweight. So why'd you let it go from 10, 15 pounds overweight to almost 200 pounds overweight? Well, because the fear was never instilled in you that if you don't solve this now, you're going to end up 200 pounds and your life's going to be fucked up. And that's the same thing with relationship. You show a girl, hey, look, if you don't take my offer about getting married or whatever, here's what your fucking reality looks like. Single, lonely, drinking wine, depressed with cats. That's your reality. And then a girl will be like, oh my God, that is reality. I see other one like that. And you show them examples. Hey, look, there's an example of a woman who didn't give a shit. Now she's drinking wine, lonely with cats. Is that what you want? You want lonely cat life, or do you want fucking kids, financial secure, and a guy that protects you that's handsome? I want the guy that protects me that's handsome. And so that's how you get them to go into the other way. Now, the next part when it comes to standing on business, fulfillment. Fulfillment is a very, very, very key point. See, all the marketing and all the fucking sales and persuasion mean nothing if you don't uphold your end of the bargain. So when you tell people things, one of the great things about business is you need to under promise, over deliver. Under promise, over deliver. Every fucking time. Under promise, over deliver. Because then when you set the expectations realistically, what somebody can reasonably expect, and then if you exceed those expectations, they're more likely to keep working with you. This is why honesty is so important. So, like, if you're telling somebody who needs to lose weight, hey, look, you're 300 pounds. Hey, bro, we'll have you lose 50 pounds in the first fucking week. He might fucking do it. He might sign up with you because like, I can lose 50 pounds in the first week. But if you can't actually fulfill to get this guy to lose 50 pounds in the first week, then he's going to be discouraged and he's going to give up and quit. So when you give people huge goals, it sounds good initially. But we need to fucking make it where it's reasonable so they actually feel like they can get there. So, like, for example, if you tell somebody we're going to start a business, you might not say, hey, look, we're not going to make 10K the first month. Maybe the first month we should reach for making $1. Can we just make $1? Now you're gonna be like $1, that's fucking laughable. But if you can make $1, you can make two. If you make two, you can make 10. If you make 10, you make 100. You make 100, you make 1,000. Make 1,000, you make 10,000. Make 10,000, you make 100,000, and so forth and so forth. But the small goals is what gets people loving to come back. It's like small little pieces of candy. They don't have to eat the whole big ass gummy worm. It's like, I got one little fucking small piece of candy. Eat that. Oh, that little piece of candy tastes good. Let me go to the next step. And you keep going a little step after little step after little step after little step after little step. And the more you keep getting these little steps, the bigger the effect, the more accumulation they're actually being able to do. And so that's why you under promise, over deliver. And the same thing can be applied to like all aspects. When you're charging somebody something, charge 10% of what the value actually is. And so that way you put in so much value and the price that they're getting is so fucking low, relatable to the actual value, that they can't complain. And that's what you want to basically have people where they can't complain. So like, say, even if you're in a relationship with a young lady, don't promise that you're going to do date night every day or every single day. We're going to go out and have a fucking dinner. Because, dude, that's a lot of pressure on yourself. Instead, babe, look, babe, I guarantee that we'll have a date night at least once every 2 weeks. Promise you this. We'll have a date night once every 2 weeks. That's reasonable. That's 2 times in 30 days. You can do 2 times in 30 days. And that way, if you promise that, it's very easy to deliver on. Instead of making these outlandish deliveries that you definitely can't establish or promise. And so this is why standing on business is a phenomenon. I thank Drewski for making this fucking song, because what it has done is it has allowed people to understand that business is life. Life is business. Because human is life, human is business. You can only do business with other humans. So if you don't understand life, if you don't understand people, you're never going to be good at business. And the best way to understand people is to observe, ask questions, and deal with people. You can't learn people if you don't deal with them. So stop reading all these books, get out your goddamn head, go outside and learn how to stand on some business.